I'm Debbie Dartt and welcome to my vlog. I'm so glad that you're here. One of the reasons that I started vlogging was because I love the idea that in almost real time, I can share with you the things that God is showing me in my life and through my study. And I just love being able to share that with you as it's happening. So the other day I was sitting out on the back porch and kind of taking a deep breath and thinking about how I kind of needed a little bit of encouragement. And I also wanted to share some encouragement with you. And so the thing that I thought about was a verse that's always just so encouraging to me. And that is Isaiah 49:16. And the part of that verse that I always think about is the first part, which says, "See, I have written your name on the palm of my hand." Now, of course, this was written by Isaiah, so it's Old Testament and it's prophecy, but it's also speaking of Jesus. It's Jesus speaking through the prophet. And I kind of sometimes shy away from teaching out of prophecy because honestly, it scares me just a little bit. But this particular verse is just always so encouraging to me. Jesus saying, "See how your name is written on the palm of my hand." And of course, the thing that comes to my mind are the holes in his hands from his crucifixion and taking my place on the cross. I think of that's my name written there, those scars in his hand that Thomas, he offered to Thomas to touch and to show him. But as I opened up scripture and I read the verse, the whole verse, and then I looked into some commentary. The whole verse says, "See, I have written your name on the palms of my hand. Always in my mind is the picture of Jerusalem's walls in ruins." That's the whole verse. Because you see what's happening in the book of Isaiah, and what happens a lot in prophecy, is the prophet here, Isaiah, is telling God's people at the very beginning of the book. He tells God's people, this is what you're doing wrong. This is what you need to change. And this is what the consequences are going to be. But God knows that they're not going to change, that they're going to continue to do those things. And he's going to have to step in. And he's going to have to allow them to be thrown into exile by their enemies, that he can no longer protect them because of what they've been doing. And so they are in exile. So even though it's a consequence of what they are doing that is wrong, what he says to them here, and at the beginning of chapter 49 of Isaiah, he says to them, "I'm going to come and I'm going to take care of you and I'm going to bring you back." And the people are a little, "Oh, I'm not sure if that's going to happen. Really, God, are you really going to do that? Here I am in exile. Here we are in exile." And that's when God says this, "I have written your name on the palm of my hand." And that picture of the walls of Jerusalem being crumbled from their defeat is always before me. And I read a commentary and it said that name that's written on his palm, I think of it as being my name. And I think that that's fair when you read, that's a fair assessment that is my name. But it's Jerusalem's name written on his palm, and that is a blueprint. It's God's blueprint to rebuild Jerusalem back to what it was before. And when I think of applying that to my life, to who I am, when I look at the things that maybe it's a mess I've made, maybe it's trouble I've caused for myself, whether through sin or disobedience or just being dumb, but I make this mess and I might look and I might go, why would God get me out of that problem? Why would God forgive this? Why would God redeem it? Why would God heal it and make it right? It was me. I did this to myself. And I've had ladies say that to me. They've said, why would God forgive me? Why would God want me? Why would God make this right for me? But right here, he's saying to his people, and if you are a believer, you are his people. You are adopted into this family that he is saying, your name is on the palm of my hand. And your mess, your defeat, it's always in front of me. That blueprint is right there for me to step in, for me to make it right. for me to rebuild it. And as our name is on the palm of his hand, whether that's through the nail scars, that he can now rebuild our life, that we give to him. And that is the blueprint of healing. What he has done for us. How he heals us. Our mess is always before him, not because he wants to judge us, not because he wants to condemn us, not because he wants to point out all of the things we've done wrong. Rather, it's always before him because he's got the blueprint to fix it, to heal it, to make it right. So I pray that this verse, as much as it has in the past, and I think even more so in the future, will be an encouragement to me and has been an encouragement to me. I pray that it will be an encouragement to you. I pray that you would look up that verse. It's Isaiah chapter 49. And that whole chapter right before verse 16. So Isaiah 49, 1 through 16, and even through the end of the chapter is just a beautiful picture of Jesus and his restoration and his healing and his redemption and his love for his people. Even when we've messed up, even when we've made a mess of things, that blueprint is always before him. I hope that this has been and will continue to be an encouragement to you. If you have gotten something out of what you've heard, I'd love for you to subscribe to my YouTube page, or subscribe to my Facebook page, or head off to the website, which is at the end of this video. And we'd love for you to leave your email. We can send you just some updates on things that I'm doing. I'd love for you to do that. If not, we'd just love for you to join us for our next vlog, which will be next week. And thank you so much for listening.